Jason Meyers sets all-star lineup to finish high-limit sprint car season. Spencer Bayston's schedule filling up. Is Paul Silva bringing 2 cars to Calistoga? Plus a Hunt the Front update and more. Let's go. It's Wednesday, August 27th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. If you haven't grabbed a subscription to Flow Racing yet this season, it's a good time to jump in. They've got a big weekend coming up, including High Limit at Skagit, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series at Lernerville for the Hillbilly 100, plus USAC Midgets and Silver Crown Cars, the Louis at Calistoga, and a lot more. If you can't get to those races and you want to watch from home, grab a subscription to Flow. You can sign up and help out DIRTRACKR at no additional cost to you by heading over to DIRTRACKR.com/FlowRacing. Signing up means you'll get to watch hundreds of races a year, and that's just on the dirt side. They've also got drag racing, NASCAR, road racing, and a whole lot of other things. Grab a pass at DIRTRACKR.com/FlowRacing, or you can click the link below in the video description or the Flow Racing links at DIRTRACKR.com. We didn't have to wait too long to find out who Jason Meyers will get to drive his team's 14 sprint car for the remainder of 2025. As I was putting together yesterday, I was starting to kind of get bits and pieces of this, kind of what this was going to look like for the rest of the season. And like I said, this was a topic we touched on yesterday with Skagit looming this weekend, and Corey Day committed to NASCAR at Darlington. There were also additional conflicts through the end of the season for Day, and Meyers, he's got the whole thing mapped out now. He released the information late last night if you're an East Coaster like me. This weekend, it will be veteran Darren Pittman in the car for 3 nights of the Skagit Nationals. Pittman is mostly retired these days running Ultra Shield race products. He's made 9 starts split between the Lundstrom car and the Crite 69K. His best finish was a 4th on Hard Knocks Friday at Knoxville this season. Looks like Pittman last ran Skagit with the Outlaws in 2019. He picked up victories there in both 2017 and 2018. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run well there, even though it's been a few years since he raced at Skagit. After that, Meyers will have Trey Starks in the 14 at Port Royal for the Tuscarora 50. I know it might seem strange to have a Washington driver run Port, but if you might remember, Starks basically ran full-time in Central PA for quite a few years. He won a weekly show at Port in 2018 and a Tusky 50 prelim with the All-Stars in 2019. Definitely a solid move, I think. I mentioned yesterday that there were rumors that Meyers had talked to Justin Sanders about filling in, and Sanders will indeed get multiple races in the 14. He's going to run Lernerville, Eldora, Lakeside, and the High Limit finale at Texas. It's going to be 8 race nights total. Sanders has likely one more fill-in weekend in the RSR 87, with a lot of folks thinking Aaron Reitzel will be back by the Tusky 50. If not, though, Sanders could still potentially be available for more starts there. And finally, Corey Day has a number of wing starts left with Meyers, which includes Lawrenceburg with High Limit on September 17th. He'll then go straight home to California to run both nights of the Dennis Roth Classic at Tulare with the Outlaws. He'll hit Bridgeport and Path Valley with High Limit, then stick around PA to run the National Open with the Outlaws. He'll also race at Wheatland in October and then finish out with World Finals. Day getting actually some additional starts added to his schedule versus what was originally planned and posted online. Given the situation and who's available, I think this is about as good a scenario and setup of fill-in drivers Meyers could have put together. So we'll easily keep them in the High Limit franchise hunt and set them up for potentially plenty more race wins. Headed into 2026, this team will continue to be one to watch with their future plans unknown. Do they keep that franchise and continue out full-time with High Limit? Do they sell the franchise and go back to pick and choose a schedule next year? That's been talked about, like we mentioned before. So stay tuned on this one. As for Meyers' ex-driver Spencer Bayston, his upcoming plans are becoming a bit more clear. We didn't see him in the Works Limited car at Douglas County with High Limit, and they won't be at Skagit this weekend. Word is, though, they will instead hit Calistoga for the Louis Vermeil Classic. This weekend's racing at Calistoga features the NARC 410 sprint cars and USAC CRA non-wing sprint cars. I said yesterday it's possible that Bayston will also run for Silva and Works Limited at Trophy Cup in October. Another thing to watch for, there are rumblings that Bayston has picked up a ride for the World of Outlaws races out west. I got the heads up yesterday in a message that he could be running some Outlaw shows in the coming weeks, although I'm not certain yet on the team. One possibility to watch for, I think, is Tarleton Motorsports. James McFadden is done in the 21 after this weekend's racing at Skagit, and Tanner Holmes isn't slated to get back into the 21 until NARC goes to Tulare on October 4th. So that means the 21 would be available for that outlaw swing, and Bayston has run with Tarleton before. I think this would make a lot of sense here. If you want even more intrigue for this weekend's Louis at Calistoga, I've heard that Paul Silva could be bringing a second car to the track, but not one with the wing on. As I said just a second ago, this weekend's event, both winged and non-wing with NARC and CRA, and word is that besides running the W for Spencer Bayston, Silva will also unload a non-wing sprint car for Logan Seavey. Seavey currently third in USAC sprint car points with 5 wins. He's coming off the smackdown at Kokomo where he finished third behind Justin Grant and Kyle Cummins. USAC released a pre-entry list for the CRA races this weekend, and although it's got more than 40 cars on it, no CV or Silva car is listed. Now, that obviously doesn't mean they won't be there. The Calistoga track record held by Ryan Bernal at 18.869 seconds. That happened back on September 3rd, 2017. Who was Bernal driving for that night? None other than Paul Silva. If this is indeed true, it's going to have been quite the stretch for Silva and the teams he runs between Silva Motorsports and the Works Limited car. Wins at the Front Row Challenge and the Knoxville Prelim Night with Kyle Larson. Then 5 races in California with Bayston in the W, earning 2 podiums, 4 top 5s, and a worst finish of 7th. He'll then hit Calistoga with Bayston and potentially CV, then go right into the World of Outlaws races the following week with Donnie Schatz. At Sports Park Raceway, the top 14 in points after last night are now locked into tonight's XR Stock Car Rampage finale. 76 cars were signed in, and the 14 who are in tonight are Ryan Gustin, Dallin Murdy, Ricky Thornton Jr., Caden Carter, Miles McHale, Devin Smith, Chance Hollitz, Damon Murdy, Benji Lacrosse, Gage Neal, Cutter Spalding, Cole Charneski, Kurt Lund, and Caden Woody. Everyone else will try and make their way through the soup to get in, and $100,000 will go to the winner tonight. Updating Hunt the Front's plans for the rest of 2025, they confirmed their Lucas schedule yesterday in a video posted to YouTube. They will run the rest of the Lucas schedule except the Brownstown weekend with JCM Motorsports, who recently split with Spencer Hughes. And that starts this weekend with the Hillbilly 100 at Lernerville. Joseph Joyner is also on the entry list for the World 100 at Eldora, listed under the 19M. But just a few minutes ago, as I write this, they revealed their World 100 wrap, and it's their 10 car and not the JCM machine. Joyner will not run the Brownstown races with JCM, as they will be running with the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series that weekend. We talked all about all of this last week, along with the rumors that Hunt the Front and JCM could partner next season to run the full Lucas Tour. That part of the situation still TBD, but I think as long as everything goes well through the Dirt Track World Championship at Eldora in October, it's a very good possibility that will happen. That's the show for today. Don't forget, if you want even more dirt racing content, make sure to follow Dirt Tracker across social media. That means Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and a whole lot more. Wherever you are, so is Dirt Tracker. Just search out DIRTRACKR. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.